Hey guys, Nuwan here with Movie Slinger Reviews. Today we're gonna talk about the ninth film by Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The story takes place in Hollywood in the year 1969. It mostly follows the actor Rick Dalton and his stunt double Cliff Booth. Dalton has starred as the lead in a Western TV show, but now is finding it difficult to change with the times. He's not getting the kinds of roles he wants and is depressed that the best years of his career are behind him. Actress Sharon Tate and her husband director Roman Polanski are living next door to Dalton, and the film often cuts to them to show their life, although that's not really the driving force behind the story. Tarantino instead focuses on Dalton and Booth and really gets us invested in their struggles, so that by the time the film reaches its climax and these storylines cross over, we are totally on board with these characters. And I think that was a wise choice because Dalton and Booth's relationship is very adorable and it's fun to watch how they are trying to adapt to new trends in Hollywood. So while Sharon Tate is a real life person, I don't think I would have found her life to be as interesting as Dalton's, who is only a fictional character. Of course, he is clearly inspired by real life actors. One thing I really adored about this movie is that all these events are taking place with the backdrop of 1960s Hollywood. There's a lot of references to 60s films. We see a lot of posters and billboards in the background. We see celebrities like Bruce Lee and Steve McQueen. There's a lot of hippies running around who also play into the story later. The setting was lovingly recreated by the production team. Everything from the costumes to the backdrops to the music and the little movie within movies we see. If you're a fan of Hollywood's history, you're gonna love this movie. Of course, there is a downside to that. The movie is a little slow and it painstakingly shows how the machinery behind Hollywood works. So if you're not a fan and you don't get some of these references, you're gonna be a little bored. Leonardo DiCaprio gave an amazing performance. His best scenes are when they're shooting a film, and so it's Leo playing Rick Dalton who's playing this creepy villain in a western. The scenes with Timothy Olyphant were really funny, where Dalton has trouble remembering his lines. And I love how Tarantino shoots it in a way that you almost forget you're watching a fake movie. Dalton throws a lot of emotionally charged tantrums, and it's Brad Pitt's character Cliff Booth that has to calm him down and keep him focused. It's really cute. Booth is an interesting character in his own right. He has a shady past and people treat him differently, but Dalton sticks by him. Booth is a man of few words, but he's really badass and funny, which is evident in the Bruce Lee scene. That goes to show how good Brad Pitt is. His character is shady and yet we get really attached to him. That scene where he's investigating the old man's house is really suspenseful because we like him and we don't want anything bad to happen to him. That scene had me at the edge of my seat. I had no idea what he was going to find inside.
What's in the box?
And every time I thought, run Cliff run, he didn't and kept going in. Tarantino still got it. He made a bunch of hippies look really scary. Of course, they are the Manson family. Margot Robbie is fine as Tate, but she doesn't really have much to do. There's a lot of small supporting characters played by Al Pacino, Kurt Russell, and even Michael Madsen. It's fun to see them pop up. The most memorable one is of course the little child actress Trudy Frazier, played by the talented Julia Butters. She's really cute in the scene with Dalton where he's describing to her the book that he's been reading. The story in the book mirrors his own life and he starts to cry and Trudy has to comfort him. It's really adorable. The final climactic showdown in this film is one of the most satisfying movie moments I have seen this year. It's when the characters that have so far been on different trajectories finally meet. The classic Tarantino random encounter.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
Is that the way you say it? That's a bingo.
It's hilariously violent and so damn entertaining. Up to this point, the fictional elements of the narrative were expertly woven into the historical, and I couldn't even tell what was not real. So even if this is based on real events, it was suspenseful because Tarantino is so unpredictable. You never know what he's going to change, and I gotta say I loved what he did with the ending. Now of course, the director has taken a lot of liberties here, but it was satisfying to watch in that Inglourious Basterds kind of way.
You just say bingo. Bingo! How fun!
Conclusion. The performances in this movie are great. I love the setting and how Tarantino combines history with his own original narrative. Some might have a problem when he steers away from historical events, but I personally didn't have an issue with that. The movie is a little slow at times and it requires you to know a lot about Hollywood to enjoy it. So it's not easy to get into, but who cares? Brad Pitt has a pit bull in this movie. This movie gets a 10 out of 10. Bye bye. Okay, for real this time. I'm gonna give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood an 8 out of 10. This is not like Pulp Fiction or Kill Bill, which you can enjoy without knowing anything about history. Even Inglourious Basterds is fun because all you need to know is that Hitler and the Nazis were bad. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is very clearly a film for film fans, and I'm not talking about the general moviegoers who watch a new movie every month. I'm talking about the fans who watch hundreds of movies every year and really dig into the history of Hollywood. So if you're not familiar with Hollywood or the Manson family events, I can't recommend this movie to you. But if you are interested in those things, then yeah, watch this movie in a theater right now. I'm planning to read up on the history and then rewatch this. I also feel like playing LA Noire again. That video game was awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Movie Slinger out.